Well, good morning, everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to an autumn equinox reading. So today marks the first day of autumn. I'm so excited. Yesterday I went to and I put together for the stovetop a little autumn potpourri mix. And so I simmered it all day. It was so nice. It filled up the entire house with just this amazing scent. So anyways, tonight I'm going to make an apple pie from scratch, and I'm going to simmer in the crock pot all day a really hearty beef, vegetable, potato stew. It's going to be so good. How are you guys celebrating your autumn equinox? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, what I did is I took this particular deck, which is called the Seasons of the Witch. I absolutely love every deck that they make, but this is a Mabon, however you guys want to pronounce it, Oracle. And so I took my favorite cards and I created off of those cards an actual outline for this reading today. So I hope that you guys enjoy it, and we're just going to dive right into the messages. So just take what resonates and get rid of anything that doesn't. I don't know if I said that already. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle this deck first. We're going to go into Witchery, which is what has been your biggest accomplishment so far this year. So how can you be proud of yourself? What have you really accomplished this year? Let's look at this energy. All right, my viewers, what have you guys accomplished this year? What's been your biggest accomplishment? Oh, we have the maple tree. Oh, it's so fall-ish. Look at this. So it says, there is a change coming that is so big, it will shift all that exists. Okay, so this is like a major shift. So I'm not exactly sure what that shift has been or major change has been for you guys, but you've definitely maybe let something major go this year. You shifted or transformed your life in a very significant way. So this particular deck is called the Forever Autumn deck by the Spiritual Sagittarius. So let's just go ahead and see what some of those changes are. What some of these big shifts that you went through this year. Let's see what they entailed. All right, let's look at this energy. What did they entail? Ooh, we have ghost ship, adrift, vacant, abandoned. So some of you guys could have abandoned a situation, vacated the premises, left a job, left a relationship, just a crappy friendship, or, you know, like a terrible living situation. Somebody could have also ghosted you. And so you could, you know, now look back and reflect on that and think, wow, that was a blessing in disguise, actually, because I probably would have never left that situation. Thank God this person did this for me. Sometimes things can be blessings in that way. So I feel like some of us are looking back and thinking, you know what, that was probably a good thing. That falling out was actually a really good thing. And the reason why is because there were signs that it was really hazardous. It was really toxic. So I feel like you had a falling out with someone, and, you know, this whole shelter thing, it's like protection. You needed to protect yourself because it was a dead end. It was a dead end situation. There was a lot of warning signs. There was a lot of things that were cautioning you and saying, hey, you know what, this isn't good for you. This is not where you actually want to go. So if you guys were on some sort of like a path and you were trying to move forward and you started getting signs along the way that something was off, something wasn't right, and you either you paid attention to those signs or maybe you discarded those signs. Either way, things hit a dead end. And so what it did is it, in a way, forced some sort of major transformation and major ending that was absolutely necessary. So that's what I'm getting for this. All right, let's go ahead and get one more. We have vampire. Ooh, there was some kind of draining energy. So a vampire, an energy vampire, somebody that was taking from you and not giving anything back. It may have also been like something that was just very appealing to you, but it almost became some sort of an addiction. Like you would have done anything for this person, even though you knew that they were toxic and it wasn't good for you. So that somebody really had their hooks in you and you really just had to pull back. But again, you guys, this doesn't actually have to be a person. This could just be a behavior on your part, something that was literally draining you and bleeding you slowly, killing you slowly, and you really got a hold of this addiction and you pretty much got it under control. And you started fixing something, you started, just helping yourself in some sort of way. And you're like at a point now where you're really thanking yourself that things went that way, even though it was painful. This was absolutely necessary in order for you to be able to be happy at all in your future. So this deck is called the Trick or Tarot. So let's go ahead and get a couple of tarot cards here for this situation as well. So something, you're not carrying this into the season is what I'm getting here. You're leaving it behind. You're leaving this situation behind because it's not going to serve you moving forward any longer. So you're leaving this behind, whatever this is. We have the Four of Wands because you're going to be building a better foundation for yourself. Wherever you're going, this addiction, this parasitic energy, it shouldn't go where you're going, because you're here now to build something proper for yourself. You're now here to build something better. You want something solid. So this could be that you want a commitment, you want a partnership, you want something specific, and that person or that situation did not mirror this particular goal. Now you can move forward with certainty that you're going to build the life that you're actually looking for. So I really love that. You're the Queen of Wands. I love that. Queen of Wands is Aries energy. Aries energy is very strong-willed, very strong-minded, very dominant, headstrong. So to me, this is about you being serious and also leveling up, having the confidence, knowing that you deserve better. So this Queen of Wands steps into this very powerful energy. It's like you're taking your power back from a vampire. Whatever that vampire was, you've taken it back. So one of your biggest accomplishments this year, you guys, is that you took your power back, okay? And you realize that you deserve something better. You deserve something more. And you're going after that the rest of this year. You're going after this. Oh my gosh, look at this. And we have the Empress. So the Empress is Venus energy, Taurus, Libra. So to me, what this is saying here is that you're leveling up. You realize that you're the Empress. You realize you're the Queen. You realize that your life is what you make it and who you surround yourself with, or the behaviors that you engage in. So if you're not enjoying where you're at, you realize that you have the power to start to change your environment, which will then start to change your life. So you're taking into account, like you're taking inventory, personal inventory, you're taking accountability, you're taking all of these things into account, and you're realizing just how much you need to change in order for your life to change. Because before, you could have relied on other people. If they would just change, then I would be happy. It doesn't work that way. So you're realizing that you are wanting to upgrade or change who you, not who you are, but change just maybe your vision, change your goals, change how you're interacting with others, change how you are allowing other people to treat you, etc. Those are the changes that you're making. And because you're upgrading all that energy, you're now going to build a beautiful, bountiful garden around you. So you're sitting pretty like the freaking queen. This Empress is the queen of all queens in the deck, but I love to see the Queen of Wands as your main queen because she is freaking powerful. She attracts things to her. What she creates, so it's like this witchery energy. You're able to really put out what you want to get back, and you're putting out certain intentions, and you're building the life that you want the rest of this year. So this is fantastic. This could be work related as well, you guys. This could even be marriage for some of you with this Four of Wands, finding the perfect relationship. Maybe you have accomplished that. Maybe some of you guys left something behind and you finally met someone this year that you really value and that you're going to be able to build an amazing, beautiful life with. So this is like a congratulations, good for you. You upgrade yourself, you treat yourself better, and people start treating you the way that you're treating yourself. So I love that message. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. All right, now we're going to go into the falling leaves, okay? The falling leaves is what do you need to let go of this season? So it's kind of a little bit of a repetitive, but let's go ahead and see what we need to let go of still this year. So maybe it's not this thing that we just talked about, it's something else. Let's look. We have apothecary cabinet. Without practices, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that what we're going to be leaving behind, so it says we need to actually practice with what we have. And I have a real problem with this. Like, I have a lot of things. I have a lot of I have like just a lot of stuff, a lot of books. I have a lot of witchy stuff. I have a lot of tarot decks, oracle decks. And whenever I go out, I'm just like, oh, I want this, I want that. I also have a lot of Halloween shit too. I don't need anything else. Let me work with what I have. Let me focus on the books that I haven't even read yet, you know? So I kind of like this message because it's kind of telling me something, which is, what do you need to let go of this season that you need anything else? You have everything in your cabinet. You have everything that you need right now. Work with what you have, okay? You don't need to keep gathering things or collecting things. You have enough to work with. Let's focus with what you have right now. So this is also about feeling like really focusing and being grateful, practicing gratitude with what you have in your life right now. So let's just say some of you guys, you know, you would really want to have this, or you'd want to have that. Like you're single, you want a great relationship, but you're spending time with your friends. Be focused on those friends and those friendships. Be grateful for those friendships. Be grateful for your family members, you know, with the things that you're doing right now. Just practice being in a state of grace is what is being told to me right now. And that is going to amplify this energy of creating more magic in your life. Okay, so that's a couple of different messages there, but that's what I'm getting. All right, let's focus on what we do have. Let's be grateful for what we have right now in front of us. That's the message. Oh, we have camera, snapshot, focus, nostalgia. See, when we're focused on what we don't have, we're focused on that. It's like that lack mentality. So Spirit is definitely saying, take the focus and put it back on what you have in your cabinet, what's in front of you right now, what you do have instead of what you don't have. Also about nostalgia, you know, when we're hung up on the past, there's nothing wrong with reflecting on the past and learning from the past and, you know, reflecting for healing purposes, right? Or empowerment purposes. But when we're too focused on the past, where we're living in the past constantly, we're not showing up in our lives in the present with ourselves or with other people. So there's something about what we need to let go of this year. We need to let go of the way it used to be. It's no longer that way for a reason. And I actually have done that a lot. And I did that a lot, I think, in 2022. It was a really awful year for me. Oh my God. I don't know why. It was an awful year for me. And I thought a lot about what I used to have and how things used to be. And it was really fucking miserable. And it didn't do me any good, actually. And, I even went back to something from the past, and it just was no longer, resonant for me. So it's just one of those things. Sometimes the past is the past, and you should leave it there, sometimes. So it's just about learning, to focus on what you've got in front of you. Interesting. We have alien abduction. What I'm getting here is that this is about fantasizing about maybe connecting with someone from the past to take you away from an unhappy situation. Okay, so I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to try to pretend to be one, but sometimes this is when that term limerence comes in, and I've done this before. Is that you think about a time like maybe your younger years where things just, they seemed like they were so awesome. But really, if you were to go back and experience it again, it really wasn't that awesome. It's just that we have a tendency to think about things better than they were. So it's like an escapism that we can sometimes use. Sometimes we can use a fantasy world, or sometimes we can even use another person to escape from our current reality if we're not happy. So we need to kind of make sure that we're not using things to escape, that we're focusing on what we have in front of us, that we're not running away from our problems, that we're focusing on what we need to focus on and what we need to work on. So there's some kind of a message there about, realizing coping mechanisms. Are they healthy? Are they good for us? Or are we just trying to escape what we need to work on? That's interesting message. Ooh, we have Halloween playlists, music, vibrations, and amplify. So yeah, whatever we focus on, it is going to amplify. So if we're focused on the past, and it may be that we're just going to be stuck in the past, right? We're not going to be able to connect with our present moment, the present time, people in our present life. So, what's playing out in your head, that's kind of where your vibration is going to be. It perhaps is going to be stuck in the past. And if you do need to heal something from the past, that might be why this is happening. So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. But what I'm getting with that whole alien abduction thing is if you're using a fantasy to escape from a world that you're unhappy with right now, it would be better for you to take a look at, why am I so unhappy and what can I do about this? How can I change my reality right now to where I'm not so unhappy, right? So let's go ahead and get some tarot on this. So what we're leaving behind is maybe unhealthy coping mechanisms. And also, instead of focusing on what we don't have, we're going to focus on the things that we're grateful for and the things that we do have. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, the people that are in your physical life, I'm getting here, are very important, And it's all too easy to focus on people that are gone. Absolutely. But I feel like what Spirit's saying this year is to stop giving so much either credit or so much time and energy to people that are not in your physical life. Instead, focus on the people that are in your physical life that you can actually have a tangible relationship with. It might be more satisfying for you, actually. And it doesn't mean that those past things have nothing to teach you or that they mean nothing. It's just that it doesn't mean everything. Make sure to show up in your current physical life. It is important. All right, let's see what else. And we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords can be nightmares, anxiety, worry, depression, fear, all of the above. Okay, this is kind of an interesting message. And it does go with limerence. Sometimes people will get caught up in limerence. And the reason why is because it's easier to have a fantasy relationship than it is to have a real relationship in the real tangible world. Because in the fantasy, it can go any way that you need it to go. But if it's in the real world, we're going to have issues. We're going to have to compromise. We're going to have to deal with some things that maybe aren't pleasant, our own shit or somebody else's shit. So, for some reason, and that hasn't come up in my readings in a really long time, but maybe look it up, limerence. Maybe there's something in your life where maybe we're a little bit limerent on it, and maybe we need to kind of pull ourselves out of that headspace and focus more on what's in front of us and the people that are in our lives right now. So I have no idea who that's for, but that's for someone out there. Yeah, we have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from that headspace. Walking away from a headspace that doesn't serve. So, some of you guys could be saying, wow, Angela, I watch your Mystic Moon readings and it is about, people from the past and this and that. I always welcome people wherever you're at on the journey. If something is not resonating with you, working for you, it's keeping you in a negative headspace, I never want that for my viewers at all. So if something is causing you to feel like Nine of Swords, where it's just a living hell, living nightmare, this and that, and you need to walk away, I absolutely welcome you to do anything that's empowering for you. My readings I feel like can be empowering regardless of what the content is. It's just depending on where you are at as a person. But not everybody is, in the same exact space. So yeah, I feel like what we're doing here, what we're being told for these falling leaves, is to let something from the past fall away and focus instead on people that are in your life right now. This could also be somebody that keeps kind of coming back in to your life and they're giving you crumbs in the bare minimum, and it is causing you to lose a lot of sleep. And you're having like a lot of anxiety over this situation. And so it could be that what you need to let go of is words. If this person doesn't actually show up in your physical world and bring you some sort of an offer with the Six of Pentacles, or they're not giving to you in an equal way, it might be that you need to cut this loose and walk away. This could be friendships as well. This could be a job that's not paying you well. People that are just not treating you right. We're walking away from these things instead of checking out and fantasizing about what could be. Let's focus on the reality of who people are and kind of let that be the proof. And if it's not showing up that way in reality, then it might be that it's time for us to walk away. Very interesting message. So that's what we have for the falling leaves. Let's look at darkness falls, something from the shadows that may surface and how to deal with it during this season. So let's look at that energy. What's a shadow that may surface and how we should deal with it this season? We have Witch's Rosary. Craft your skills with intentions repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. Okay, so this whole darkness falls, something from the shadows that may surface and how to deal with it. So this is talking about anything that we're wanting to manifest, right? The best thing that you can possibly do before you start going into spells and rituals and things like that, and it doesn't mean that you can't light a candle for something or, do a ritual to like bring something into your life. But let's just say, for instance, you're wanting to bring in a new partner. This is just an example, but yet you got a lot of trauma around love. You were, severely cheated on and lied to, and there's just a lot of pain. It might be good to clear up the old energy first by doing some rituals that focus on self-love and healing and releasing before you're calling in something new, right? So I feel like that's that message here. So if you guys are trying to manifest something, or let's just say you've been trying to manifest something and it's not successful, it may be that there is something in the energy field that's resistant. And so it's telling you that we need to work on releasing something, maybe doing some sort of shadows or shadow work first before we are calling in something new. So that's just food for thought for someone out there that might be having issues with manifesting what it is that you actually want. Let's go ahead and see what is connected to this. I really like this, sunflowers, okay? So it says resilience, longevity, and vitality. Yeah, you definitely want to be in an energy, like a stronger energy, okay? Sunflowers, I love sunflowers because sunflowers are one of those really hardy flowers. When they're not just like a rose, or they don't wilt very quickly. They're really long lasting. I used to work in a flower shop and I just loved fall because it seems like these flowers in fall are just a little bit more hardier than the ones in spring. So I just feel like that's really what that message is. This message is telling us that it's time for us to be a little bit stronger in our energy field before we kind of embark on bringing in new things that we're desiring. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you want to make sure that your foundation is really strong before you start calling things in. We have child. So this is about maybe some inner child work. This is also about having a little bit of fun too. Having a little bit of fun. So it doesn't have to be doom and gloom. It really doesn't. And shadow work doesn't have to be a negative experience. Sometimes shadow work, it's about laughing at yourself. It really is, because I can think back and just cringe on some of the ways that I either acted or just, oh God, I can't believe that I did that or fell for that or said that, and just like really cringing. But it's about realizing that maybe you just didn't have the skills or the tools at that time to act any differently. You were just a fool. You didn't know, innocent maybe. So laugh at yourself, learn to laugh at yourself. So laughter can be very healing, and it can be a great way to release this energy that we have pent up, where we're hating ourselves, judging ourselves, or even just being so angry at another person. So laughter would be a really good releasing ritual, is what I'm getting around shadow work. Okay. Now there can also be some deeper stuff there. So don't be afraid to work with a professional if you feel guided to do so when it comes to any kind of trauma. Sometimes doing these things on our own, we are going to need a professional guide. That's, for somebody out there. But don't be afraid to laugh at yourself and to have fun with the shadow work experience, or just this letting go. I love it. Candy bucket. Oh, I'm loving this whole going trick-or-treating, Maybe this season, it's time for you to get in touch with your inner child. Okay, get in touch with your inner child. Learn to reparent yourself. There might be some parent-child dynamic that has been playing out in your relationships, whether they are professional, romantic, or friendship. So if you're noticing that there's some sort of a theme, I'm getting here that it might be stemming from some sort of a parental relationship in your life. And so it is time for you to provide this love and care towards yourself that maybe one of your parents could not provide for you. So this might be a good time for you to reparent yourself, or to really step into your inner child and have fun this season, and maybe not worry so much about creating something new, just living in the moment and creating pure joy and happiness, because it does say personal gain. So there's something very personal that you can do for yourself this season. So whatever shadows arise, whatever darkness is trying to loom in, this is about transmuting this energy with joy and laughter and tender loving care like you would give to a child, treating yourself like a child. This is a reparenting process. I keep getting that here. So shadow work is going to be connected to inner child work or therapy. And it can be positive, and it can also be a nurturing experience too. All right, so let's see what else. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles is a mothering energy. It's like the Empress to me. So I do feel like this is going to be you. And I love that we've got these pumpkins and all these pumpkins around her. So she is really just sitting in her own energy, and she is taking care of herself. She is nurturing herself. She's doing, acts of kindness for herself. This could also be spending time with children. This would be a really, really good time. So if some of you guys are really struggling with some things that are coming up, maybe it's like a darkness is looming, like, we're feeling kind of depressed. Sometimes when the seasons change, depending where you're at in the world, you can go through that seasonal kind of gloom. So this is about finding ways to do things despite the weather, doing things that would be fun, spending time with children. This would be a really great time too, that will also connect you with your inner child. That will be very helpful. Okay, so this right here is the Judgment card. So this is the past. So there is something I feel from the past that might try to kind of rise up again. So it could be a memory. It could be some past pain. It could just be a trigger. But whatever this is, though, it's actually helping you to complete this cycle. So I feel like this season you guys will put something in the grave for good. You guys will bury something for good, but it's like not bury it, laying it to rest. That's actually the right word. You're going to be laying something to rest, and you're going to allow whatever rises to help you to resurrect and transform and transmute that energy into something new. So this will be a good thing. A very, very good thing. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, this is about spending time with other people. This could be work related for some of you guys. Some of you guys are going to be either walking away from a job that doesn't value you, or just something that just doesn't align with who you are anymore. But this is about the way that you work and you connect with other people. So I feel like there's something about your relationships on all levels that are telling you something about your shadow. So if you have a lot of issues and problems with trying to, make connections or have relationships, or just problems in the workplace, a lot of drama, things like that, it's not saying, oh, this is all your fault. Not at all. But there is some sort of a connection between maybe a certain parent in our lives, or some sort of a childhood maybe insecurity, or what we're doing is we're dealing with something because we think we have to. So let your shadow speak to you this season, and let it speak to you and feel whatever comes up, but realize that you're feeling this way for a reason, and try to really find the mystery as to why this upsets you, or why this keeps showing up, or who this is connected to, because I feel like you're really going to lay something to rest this season, and it's going to actually help you moving forward and working better, or experiencing better relationships with other people down the road. So, but spending time with children, or spending time with people, this I feel is not a time for you to go into hiding. Sometimes working with other people can actually help you to become stronger, to find your voice, to set healthy boundaries. So there's a lot of growth when it comes to dealing with other people this season. So don't go into hiding is what I'm getting here. You're strong enough and resilient to handle this. Okay. Of course, if there's someone toxic and you need to walk away from that, you don't have to deal with anybody that's causing you to feel anxiety and pain. But I'm just saying, you know, sometimes we can go, oh, I just want to avoid all people because I just don't want to deal with people. It's too problematic. Sometimes that can be like a block. Sometimes that can be a cop out, and we're not learning anything because we're not actually dealing with people. We're not putting things to the test. We're not putting things into practice. So Spirit's saying, in a way, use other people around you as your teachers to help you to become stronger, to find your voice, to set healthy boundaries, and to also look at some of the ways that maybe you've been carrying around certain traumas and triggers for a long time. So there's an opportunity to heal those things. I like it. All right, now we're going to go into pumpkin spice. How can you best connect with this season? Ooh, so I know how I can best connect with this season. Just by doing little things that I've been doing. I don't know if I mentioned this when I first started the reading. Maybe I did, but I did this potpourri thing, and then I'm doing an apple pie and a stew tonight, and I'm just doing different things that I didn't do last year to really connect with this season. So I'm really, really excited about it. All right. Ooh, we have corn maze. Last year, Mr. Moon and I actually did a corn maze, so that was really fun. And we didn't really get any tickets or anything to do that this year, so we might have to do that now that that's showing up. So it does say here, although your path is unclear, it is there waiting for your faith to lead you. Ooh, I like that. So how can you best connect with the season? I feel is to do something like a bucket list. So this is funny because my daughter and I, on our monthly newsletter for October, we're actually creating a bucket list for you guys, things that you can do. I mean, they're all over the internet, but this is just going to be my bucket list to suggest to you guys, things that you guys can do to connect with the frickin' season. And of course, a corn maze is one of them. Doing something, checking out your, what your town is doing locally, or, just somewhere, in a city adjoined to yours. There's always something going on, just like simply going to a pumpkin patch, right? Last year we went to this farm here in Arizona, and they had the most unique, coolest pumpkins ever. And it was really cool to go there. And then they also had this sunflower field with all of these just different colored sunflowers. I mean, it was just freaking miles of sunflowers. And it was so amazing to sit in there and stand there with all the bees just humming around you. And they're not doing anything, you're not afraid because they're just doing their job. They're doing the pollination. They're not focused on you. So you just literally felt like one with nature. At least that's how I felt. So there are things that we can do to connect with the season by going outdoors into the elements and doing fun things like that are seasonal. So get a hold of a bucket list and do something fun this year, even if it is making apple cider at home, making an apple pie, right? Maybe dipping some caramel apples or something fun like that, definitely. So let's go ahead and get some extra messages. We have gift. Oh, this is so fun. I always wanted to do this. Isn't that so ridiculous that I'm saying I've always wanted to do this, but I don't do it? There is a little thing that I've seen online, and I can't remember exactly what it says, but I think it's like you've been booed, and you just give it to someone. Of course, in this day and age, you want to make sure like it's within a community or something, where you all sign up to do this so people know who it's coming from. But you just give this surprise package. It's like you've been booed, and it has all these fun things, like a package or whatever. And of course, when kids are involved, they just think it's the greatest thing ever. So it might be a way to connect this year is to make some cute little spooky gifts. I think it was last year I made these kind of like a, Halloween sugar body scrubs. Oh, that was so much fun. And I enjoyed them for the whole autumn season, using these in my bath. So it doesn't mean you have to actually make these for anyone else. You can make these things for yourself. Make some cool, fun soaps, get those melt and pour soaps, super easy. Add essential oils or, whatever to them, or little herbs and things like that, and spookify them up. So there are lots of things that we can do here to, give gifts. We could bake and also give that away as a gift too. So, and of course, carving jack-o'-lanterns. Yes, absolutely. I recommend doing this for everyone. It's one of those things where, it's kind of like dyeing Easter eggs. People relate that to being a kid. Jack-o'-lantern, carving a jack-o'-lantern. If you haven't done it in years, do it, you guys. I'm telling you, because something about putting your hand and pulling out the guts and all that stuff, it just reminds me of being a kid. I don't think that there's one year, and I'm going to be 48 this year. I don't think one year has ever gone by that I have not stuck my hand in a freaking jack-o'-lantern and carved a pumpkin. There's no freaking way. And I don't think that I've ever not dressed up either and, gone around the neighborhood. And thank God I have like a freaking Halloween soulmate in Mr. Moon, because him and I love Halloween equally. And every single year we do this huge yard display and we get dressed up and all this other stuff. And it's just so much fun for us. We're like kids. And that's a great way for us. So we look forward to it every single year. And of course the neighborhood does too. All right, let's see what else. And we have Killer Clown. Ooh. So to me, this reminds me of this place called Fear Farm here that we have. Going to a haunted house, doing something that's fun, going to see a creepy movie. Terrifier. Not number 2. I loved number 1. I know people are going to be like, oh my God, Angela, it was just such a horrific movie. It was so grotesque, this and that. I guess that's just me. But Art the Clown is like my favorite clown right now. But then, of course, you've got It. Watch a scary movie. Get connected. Do something that's scary. A lot of people are actually petrified of clowns. So maybe going to some sort of like a killer clown or like a scary clown haunted theme. Going like a haunted themed type of park, or they have, if you go to, I think it's like Knott's Berry Farm, but it's called Knott's Scary Farm, or the Universal Studios thing that they put on. There's certain little mazes that they have that are clown related. So I feel like do something that's going to scare you. Do something that is going to get your heart rate going on some sort of like haunted hayride or something like that would be also very fun to connect with this season. All right, what else? And I made some pumpkin spice creamer last week. That was awesome too. So something simple like that as well. Knight of Wands. Oh, I love this. The Knight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Definitely expand. Do something new. Try something new. Very adventurous. Something that you wouldn't do before. So that like this is kind of the daredevil energy to me, where it's just like clown around, have some fun, do something that you wouldn't normally do. This could also be, don't be afraid to travel to do something cool as well. I see all kinds of things all the time, especially that are going on in like Salem, Massachusetts. And I'm just like, oh my God, that would be so cool to actually make a trip one of these days, to one of these places. So I don't think it's going to happen for Mr. Moon and I this year, but maybe next year. Don't be afraid to make plans to go out of town to see cool things. With the Knight of Cups, Pisces energy, okay? So the Knight of Cups, of course, is about, loving something, doing something that you really love, maybe even going on like a date or something like that with someone, like a first date, going through a maze. That's so much fun. You are holding on to tightly to someone because, it's like, ooh, it's so scary. That might be something fun to do with someone that you're just getting to know, is to go through a haunted house or something like that. That would be kind of fun and adventurous, but kind of romantic. And we have the sun. The sun is about acting like a child, having fun, being happy, doing things that just light you up. So yes, there's lots of happiness to be had this season. There's lots of things that you guys can do, but it is about getting out, you guys. And you don't have to, because not everybody has the luxury or doesn't have the greatest, physical health to be able to get outside and do things that are physical. So you can do these things inside. You can do all kinds of art projects and watch cool movies and have, game nights and parties and things like that. But I do feel like for the majority of you, this is about getting outdoors and really connecting with the elements and doing something that is going to just really, really create just lots of joy, lots of happiness, like a child. Yes, that's very important this season. Okay, now we're going to go into the corn maze. It says, what changes should you be prepared for this season? Okay. What changes should you be prepared for this season? Let's look. We have shape-shifting. Okay, so this is about going with the flow of change. So it says transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. And I love this because it just is indicating here, this is like rolling with the punches, rolling with the changes. Nothing lasts forever. Life doesn't last forever. Your freaking age doesn't last forever. My God. It's just one of those things where we have to move forward with the changes, because if we don't, we're just going to suffer, unfortunately. So this is about roll with the punches. So what changes should you be prepared for? Be prepared for that things will change, that the things that maybe you have right now, you may not have next year. And so it is about holding on loosely to things. And that includes people too, That's a hard one. We have magician. So we have trick, illusion, deception. Interesting. So things that could change this year is the way that you view people, the way that you view certain people. Some things might come to light, like maybe somebody that you're not sure of. It might come to light that, maybe they're actually not who you want them to be or who you've projected them to be. It may be that, you're seeing someone with how you want to see them instead of who they really are. So I feel like some kind of clarity on a person or a situation is going to change your viewpoint and the way you see them. So you see how we're kind of like looking through someone with a mask. You're taking that mask, you're putting it aside, and you're really truly looking at someone this year, or just even a situation, and saying, you know what, actually that doesn't seem like that is what I thought it was. So there might be a little bit of a mind, like you're changing your mind about the way you see someone or something this year. We have Thanksgiving. Could be a family member. Could be somebody. It's kind of like, I thank you for our time together. And it's about being okay. It's about being okay that maybe something wasn't meant to last forever, or that, you learned a lot from this person, but, you can thank them silently or in person and say, I wish you all the best, but this just doesn't work for me. And I feel like that's true healing. You're not wishing someone ill. I feel like if you have a lot of anger towards someone, you have a lot of rage, you have a lot of intensity, there's a wound still, there's an attachment still. When you can honestly just say, you don't really feel anything anymore. You don't feel rage, you don't feel attached, you just don't really feel anything. Almost like a little numb, but you really do wish that person well. You don't want negative things for them, but you just know that you can't have them in your life, or it just doesn't work. I feel like that's when you realize that you've really transmuted that energy. Okay. So it could be that by Thanksgiving, so I think that's November 23rd this year, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like by then you guys will have really seen something for how it truly is, and you'll really give thanks to it and let it go. Wow. We have blood moon. Eclipse cycles, energy shift. So there's going to be a major energy shift on this. Okay, big time. Might be the moon in November. I forget what that moon's called, actually, but it might be the moon in November. Because the only reason I'm saying November is because I'm going to look that up. What is the full moon? Full moon in November. What is that called? Full moon in November. Oh, it's the beaver moon, so it's not the blood moon. But it doesn't matter. All I'm just getting here is that this is going to be a major energy shift with this person or this situation. Like, you're really going to see things very accurately, very clear. And it's just going to be clear as day that, you know, what you thought something was, it turns out that it wasn't. And you're actually ready to let it go. And you're actually quite thankful for this experience because it taught you a lot. So yeah, that's something here. That's something where, you know, be prepared for that. Be prepared to see something differently or see something accurately. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about hanging on. And it's also one of those cards where maybe we're really ready to let go. We're ready to finally let go and shift something out. And we have the Lovers. So this could be somebody that you care about. This could be a soul family member. This could be a friend. This can be a lover, a romantic interest. But this is about you choosing to actually let this person go with love in your heart. That's what I'm getting here. And that might be a different style for you because maybe you have not been able to let go of people without being upset. And we actually think we're letting them go, but we're not. There's still that attachment of rage. Yeah, we still have so much attachment. So this actually speaks to me because I feel this way right now. It took me a long time to get there, but I finally am just like, yeah, I actually am just letting this go with love in my heart. No ill will, actually, you know, we can't have this, but you know, best of luck kind of thing. It's definitely that energy. And I feel like it's a peaceful place for me that I finally arrived at because I've struggled with that for years of feeling, you know, mass amounts of like intensity towards this person and situation. And it's finally just really mellowed out, which is awesome. Yeah. And we have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is mastery. So Scorpio's energy. So we have Scorpio November. So it could be kind of like that Scorpio November energy is what I'm picking up on, that you guys are really going to feel the shift here. You're going to feel the shift that you're ready to finally let this go and put this in the past and let it transmute. And you're doing it with kindness and love in your heart. You're rarely letting this go. You're no longer going to be under some sort of a delusion of who you think or want someone to be. You're going to accurately see them for how they are, and you're going to let them go with love in your heart. And you're going to say, you know what? It's taught me a lot, but I'm ready to move forward, and I'm ready to make better choices. I'm actually ready for, you know, real love, real friendship, or just, you know, people that are on the same page as me kind of energy. So what changes you should be prepared for? Be prepared for people that want the same things as you, that are on the same page as you, to come into your life because you're finally ready. You have finally arrived. You've gone through enough shit to where now you're ready for the real deal. Okay? I love that. You're shifting this energy this year. It's major. All right. Last one, Scarecrow. How are your spirit guides going to be assisting and protecting you this season? Ooh, we have Haunted House. So it says the things that haunt you are the things you have yet to let go of. And I was just talking about that. Anything that you still have a lot of fear or anxiety or rage or a lot of feelings about, you're still attached to it. So when you truly just don't have any feelings for something anymore and you just feel kind of peace, you've really transmuted that energy. So I feel like what Spirit is going to be working with you and how they're going to be protecting you is they're going to be showing you what you need to still let go of this year. So anything that you're triggered by, anything that's coming up, shadows, there is something for you to learn from these things. But they're also protecting you from energy. They're protecting you from people or spirits that don't wish you well. So if you guys have done evil eye protection or just protection period, your spirit team is showing up and protecting your home especially. We have Pandora's box. So this is about anything that has been unleashed on you. Spirit is protecting you from these things. If anybody's trying to send the evil eye your way, if anybody's just trying to send energy your way, period, to create a misfortune for you, too bad. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen because you and your spirit team are deflecting this energy. I freaking love that. We also have spider web, whatever they send your way, okay? What I'm getting here is that instead of you absorbing this, you're trapping this energy, and you could even be doing a return to sender ritual or spell, okay? Because this energy is not yours, it's theirs. So you're not doing anything to hurt this person, but whatever they decide to send to you, you're going to send it right back. So I just feel like this is a protective web that's around you that you can't be touched. And we have fortune teller. So this is about a psychic attack. So somebody could be, so if you're like really feeling the evil eye, very interesting. You're feeling the evil eye. It means that, you probably know who it is, or you probably know where it's coming from, or you can just tell something keeps showing up in your energy field. You could be having dreams, nightmares, etc. I just feel like what you're going to be doing here is you're really going to be working with spirit to protect your so tiger's eye. I'm actually getting that. Use tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is going to very much protect your third eye from absorbing any of the psychic junk that's out there that's not yours. Okay? So you're going to be working with stones, energy. You're going to be doing some protection rituals for your home, especially your physical body. When you're doing readings or you're doing something, you're asking your guides for extra protection during that time, because the energy field, something could possibly get in. So it's not to worry anybody. It's just meaning that your guides are working overtime to project or to protect you from other people's projections. This could be trolls and haters as well. This is about, it's not even getting to you, and yeah, I know a thing or two about trolls, and I used to care so much, and I just got to tell you, I don't give a shit anymore. So I think the work that my team and I have done in order to, get rid of a lot of that energy. So that's very, very nice. All right, what else? We have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a Virgo's energy. So the Knight of Pentacles is a worker, a hard worker, okay? So to me, this is slow, methodical, steady, very protective. This can sometimes also be the guardian angel card. So do you feel like you guys have a specific guardian angel around you that has been assigned to you, or it's like a spirit guide, someone on the other side, someone that you knew in this lifetime that's now on the other side? They're showing up in your energy field. They're protecting you. So they're not haunting you, you guys. They're showing you signs that they are there in your environment. I love that, okay? And of course, this whole spider energy, they could communicate to you through nature, things that you see, objects in nature, to let you know that they are there protecting you. I love that. And we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords means that you're going from choppy water, stormy waters, and they're basically keeping you safe and helping you to transition to dry land, so you're no longer in that ocean of emotion or other people's crap. So this is about distancing yourself from drama, distancing yourself from people that want to try to bring you down or to project ugly things onto you. So this is definitely about other people and other people's issues and what other people's opinions are and what they have to say and what they're projecting onto you. Spirit ain't having it. I'm telling you, you're not having it either. You guys are both co-creating to put a block on this shit this season. So good for you. Yes, and the High Priestess means you're freaking magical. You know the deal. You can see through the BS. You don't need to get caught up in the delusion of other people's crap. So, how many times have we thought to ourselves, this person is saying something. Why are they saying this? You know why. You know why people are doing that. Those are miserable people, or they don't know you and they don't understand anything, or they've got some sort of trauma or issue that's unresolved within them. So they're just projecting their nastiness onto you. So the High Priestess is all knowing. She doesn't need to get caught up in that crap. And also, less is more. That's another thing. You don't have to respond. I see this all the time, and actually used to do it to address the followers. I'm going to address the trolls that are saying this and saying that. How about say nothing and just keep moving forward and keep shining bright? They hate it. That's the best thing. So this is less is more, okay? And you don't have to respond, and you don't have to engage in all the crap that's coming your way, because it's just coming your way in the form of really miserable people that, want to be unhappy and they want to drag you down. So that is, I feel, a little bit of a message for me and other readers out there that deal with this crap on a daily basis. But it's also just for people out there that are in the world dealing with other people. And like I said, not everybody is your frickin' friend. Not everybody wants good things for you. So this is about making sure that you're protecting yourself psychically. And tiger's eye, for some reason, amongst other stones like a black tourmaline, some of those darker stones though, especially if you're energy sensitive, can be too heavy for like empaths. Okay, so make sure you do your research. Go into like a crystal store, hold the stones, make sure that you kind of like test out how they make you feel. But tiger's eye, it's a great one for psychic protection, you guys. Absolutely. So that to me is awesome, and I think that that's something that you guys should look into, and your spirit team is also here to assist with this psychic protection for you guys this season. I love it. So that is what I have for you. That's the Scarecrow, which is your spirit guides protecting you this season, and you're also doing that work too. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that reading. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this reading, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'll catch you guys on Monday with a reading over on Mystic Moon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.